Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs, and in front of me we have
Gaurav Khazanchi. Welcome back. We're so glad to be back for another week of the So Far So Good podcast.
And today is going to be quite a big one, actually.
Thought you were going to say topical.
I got you there. I got you worried. But we will kick it off with our usual intriguing, hectic, insane, exclusive question to each other.
You just thought of any word you could say.
Adjectives are great. How good are adjectives?
Yeah. It's probably the best verb. I don't know, man. What's the question?
So do you want to do yours first, or should I do mine first?
Okay.
Fine, I'll do mine first.
Okay,
all right, let's kick this off. So I've got a couple lined up, and I'm still to this point deciding which one.
There's an unlimited amount of weeks.
All right, I've got this one. Okay, if you were given a choice of 5 days for free with flights, accommodation, spending money, everything included. 5 days for free just for yourself only.
Okay.
What city in the world would you choose? He's thinking. I can see the dials going.
My geography knowledge is not that great. Let's just say Antarctica.
Really?
Yeah, look, there must be some stuff to see there apart from white.
Be quite cold.
Yeah, I'll take a jacket.
Yeah.
Take a jacket. That's all you need. Okay, I've got a question for you.
All right.
Now, the reason I'm asking this question is because I also have an answer for it. Not an answer, but the reason for this question is very dear to me.
Do you mean you have an answer for yourself, or you have an answer for me?
No, for myself. But I want to ask you this. Because I experienced this. I wonder if you've experienced this. Okay. So, have you ever forgotten... I'm going to say a song, but it can be anything. Have you ever forgotten a song? So, you've loved this song so much, and then it's been, let's say, 5 years, and then you hear it again, and you're thinking, oh my God, how did I forget this song that I love so much?
Yeah, heaps of times, dude.
Okay.
Heaps of times.
What's the most recent one?
Oh, actually, the one I was singing just before we pressed record, and I can't remember what it was. What was I singing?
Dude, I didn't hear you sing anything.
Oh, if it comes back to me, I'll let you know.
That's okay, but was it a song? You think about a song?
Because you said a word and it triggered me, and then I started singing that song.
Okay.
It was while you were kind of setting up the recording device at the So Far So Good headquarters.
Yeah. No, that's what happens. But I'm glad. It's such a good experience because it's like you've discovered the song again, but there's this pre-loved love for it that you already have.
Yeah.
So it's
now,
a great experience.
what's yours? Because that's the whole reason you asked me the question.
No, I don't want to.
Because you wanted to tell me yours.
I don't want to tell you my song. I wanted just to know if you've had this experience.
Okay, but did you have a song in mind?
No,
it happened to you recently.
It happened to me literally like 3 days ago.
Okay, what song?
But you won't know the song.
Tell me.
Okay, it's John Sibelius' Symphony No. 5. It's the Third Amendment.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's...
How does it go?
All right, let's get into it.
So far, so good.
Okay, so once again we are back in town at the So Far So Good headquarters.
Yep.
Now, as you would, most of our listeners would know, we generally record on a Thursday night.
I don't think we've ever disclosed that information.
No, we have actually.
We always just say a weeknight.
Yeah, but we sometimes say Thursday because we mention like my basketball games and stuff. Which is why
every soft soul knows when you play basketball.
No, but we've mentioned Thursday before.
Okay, we've mentioned it Thursday before.
Because we've said, remember that one time we recorded on a Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Worst decision ever.
No, we've done Sundays and weekends quite a bit.
Yeah, actually quite a few times when you think about it.
Yeah.
But so we generally record on a Thursday, and I also play basketball on a Thursday. So I either come to the So Far So Good headquarters before or after... my game.
Your game.
Obviously. Yeah. It's one or the other. Come on. Use your brain, Gaurav.
Yes.
So, tonight specifically, I had basketball beforehand.
Okay.
And I played my usual game. We played well. We won. Happy days. I was loving life.
Yeah.
And then I actually also sometimes fill in for one of my mates' teams on a Thursday.
Yeah.
If it's like one game after or one game before, I might just fill in.
Okay.
And he came to like watch a part of my game, and he said that they had enough players. So I was like, oh, I'll probably sit this one out. And then, the game was about to start, and they only had 2 people, or 3. They had 3 people there.
3 out of 5
So I walked
people
over and I was like, oh, I'll just play, or else, because you can only start a game with 4 people in your team.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll just play. Anyway, so I played the game, and it was like the worst game ever
you've ever played.
Like, couple of fights.
Really?
We played terribly.
Did you knock someone out?
We got smashed. Nah.
Violence doesn't solve anything.
No. I stepped away from it.
No, but I just want to mention, you sort of wholeheartedly admitted a few days ago to me that you like the bants in basketball.
Yeah, I love the bants.
But
when it gets to a fight, that's just too far,
No, but you're sort of openly starting the fights, but then
I'm not starting
but
it.
you back away when the fight starts.
The bants could start from anyone, It gets heated on the floor, on the basketball floor, man.
Yeah, but and then I asked you for an example of your bants, and you gave me the worst. The worst example ever. I said, Chris, what would you do if someone, you show someone up? What's your bants? And you say, just something like, what now? Or,
that was not what I said.
It was just as bad as that.
No, what I said was, if someone starts talking trash, and then I score, I say something like, try and stop me. Because let's be honest, man, you can't D me up. No one can do it.
Okay.
So, no, look. So the what I'm getting at with this story is, I should have quit while I was ahead. I should have just come here and recorded, and I would have been so much happier.
Okay.
But I'm still happy because so far so good.
So far so good. Do you know what that kind of reminds me of? So I bought this video game. It's called Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Oh, Call of Duty. I don't think I've heard of that one.
100%.
I'm joking.
Okay, so
who hasn't heard of that?
It's this game, and so my friend Bernard has this game, and he's really good at this game. And then he's telling me about this game and how he still plays, and I'm thinking, dude, if I get this game, I'll just join online, because I just love those games because the online play is so much fun.
Yeah,
because you're with your friends and you just team up.
Are you like a hardcore sweaty?
Oh my god, he learned a new word and he's loving it. I forgot what it means, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But besides the point, yes, I am a noob. Okay, so I bought the game.
No, I've got to tell everyone what it is.
Okay,
if you're not a gamer,
apparently
a sweaty is like a tryhard. Someone who thinks they're good, but they're not. So you are.
So you're like a noob, but you brag about being good.
Yeah, so like you.
No, I don't think that. I'm here in the So Far So Good headquarters admitting that I'm a noob.
Okay.
But
respect.
So sweaty, like perspiration.
Yeah.
Sweaty.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought I don't know. Okay. Anyway,
sweaty.
So I bought this game, and then I started playing this game, and I'm not used to this game. I'm used to another sort of similar first-person shooter game called Battlefield. But I'm like, just for the the friendship bonding, I'll get this game and play online. And then I play this game, and the physics are totally different, and I'm just doing terribly. And I thought, man, do you reckon I can get a refund? So I could have quit while I was ahead, but I've also gotten a bit better since buying.
What's your reason? I'm just not good.
I'm too sweaty, bro. So it just reminded me of that.
Yeah, good one. So on Monday, I believe it was, you randomly rocked up to my house.
Yes, I'll just like everyone to know. I mentioned this a few episodes ago, how I bought Chris's birthday present probably a month before Chris's birthday. As you all know, his birthday's in April. We did a whole
April
episode
the 2nd. You should all remember that.
Yeah. So I bought this thing from an Indiegogo campaign, and it finally arrived this week. So I just dropped into Chris's house and I gave him the gift.
As of the 5th of August, I now have my birthday
What's
present.
That? 3 months? 4 months?
May, June, July, August. No, May, June, July, August.
No, but the rest of April too.
4 months,
April,
dude.
May, June, July, August.
Yeah, but when you say
but I ordered it in March.
Count. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, true.
Yeah.
So five
Let's
months?
just round it off to 5 months.
Jeez, we cannot count. We need a calculator.
No. Just like, we've got to keep consistent. We never really follow up on anything, so
That's
we're
true.
not going to follow up
That's true.
on this simple mathematical equation.
Dude, that's actually something for people to take away in life. If you want to get somewhere, just never follow up.
Dude, it's like Rafiki says, It doesn't matter. It's in the past. Only in the original, you know.
Yeah, not in the remake, but that's we don't need to mention that again.
Yeah, not again. So I dropped it off to Chris's house, and I was so glad I could finally give him his birthday present. He probably thought I made up the whole story this whole time.
I actually still think you forgot, and then you ordered it.
I can show you my receipt. I should have given you my receipt, but yeah, I finally gave him the gift. And it was just something to assist him in his photography editing. Yeah, there's a nice little new tool. We can programmable buttons, dials.
Basically, to make editing quicker and more seamless.
Yeah,
which is good. I need to make some time to set it up because I know it's going to take a while to get the swing of it. So
got to figure it out, you know.
Yeah, it's exciting times though. But you know how you said. Tell me about what you were telling me. You ordered a white originally.
Yes, yeah, so I originally ordered the white one so it matches your MacBook.
Yeah,
you know, it's closest to silver. And then, so you know how I was telling you I was emailing them about when it's going to get shipped.
Yeah.
So they finally got back to me. I actually don't think they got back to me. It was just a whole new email, and they said, "We know you ordered white, but because of the paint we use, it's going to be in customs for longer. So do you just want black so you get it quicker?" And I said, "Fine, just send me the black one. I just want it. I just want it now."
I'm happy with that. I like the black better.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate the appreciation.
Respect.
And
speaking of respect, actually, it does tie in.
I guarantee it does not tie in.
I've got a shout out to make to one of our good friends.
One of our soft souls.
One of our soft souls.
Soft souls and good friend.
Name is Akram.
Yeah, he sent us a message on our Instagram handle, So Far So Good Podcast. You can all do that too. And he said, listening to your podcast made me start watching Survivor.
Which is probably one of the biggest compliments I could get. Because
talking like it's your show.
Because I've sold Survivor to you, in a way. You still haven't watched it. But I've sold it to you.
You've been saying for the past 27 episodes, you'll give me a season to watch.
Yeah, it'll happen one day.
Just give me the season. I feel like the only reason you haven't given it to me because you'll have to watch Lord of the Rings once you give me the season of Survivor.
Did we agree on that?
So
what did we agree? You watch a season and I'll watch the first movie?
No, the three.
All three?
Dude, I'm watching a whole season.
Dude, I don't have 3 months spare, man.
Dude, I'm watching a whole TV show season.
Yeah, but come on, dude. It's like 40-minute episode. You go.
And how many episodes?
Oh, 15?
15. Yeah, that's longer than all three Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but
together.
Lord of the Rings, just like 5-hour movie, dude.
No, it's 3 hours, 3.5, 4.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'll just read the book. Kidding.
Do that then.
Kidding.
Just
I can't
do something. Okay.
Nah, but so basically I sold it really well to Akram. And I need to follow up. So I need to follow up with him and see what he's thinking, whether he likes it or not.
Well, he did specifically mention that he's keen to start the Australian Survivor.
Yeah.
So have you given that a shot?
Yes. So we are... how many episodes? I think we're about 6 episodes in at the time of recording now.
Yeah.
This season's going pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
There's a guy from last season that's in it who was an absolute legend.
And is this all of Australia?
What do you mean?
As in, is it? It's contestants from all around Australia.
Yeah.
And where is the location?
They're filming in Fiji, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So they have some rewards and stuff where I try not to give too much away, but they have rewards where they go and like do Fiji activities and have Fiji food and things like that.
Okay.
So they have reward challenges and then immunity challenges. So if you win the reward challenge, you then get to have a reward. So it might be something, self-explanatory, but you might get some food or like a lunch at some Fiji cafe, or something.
Alone? Or can you plus one?
Like it's set up for them, for like the team.
And then if you win the immunity challenge, you win immunity.
Yeah, then you cannot get voted out at the next vote.
Fair enough.
I've explained this to you before, but you've obviously forgotten.
Many times. But we may as well call this So Far So Survivor.
Yeah. Ooh, good one.
So you're proud of that. I've been driving past some advertising campaigns for the season, and it's selling it quite well. So it'll be a picture of one contestant versus the other contestant, and it'll say something like CEO versus cleaner. Yeah. And I'm like, very clever campaign.
It is very clever,
because
actually.
You're sort of showing polar opposites of what,
And And they've done quite well with the people that they've got.
Yeah.
Like they've got a guy that won a Brownlow medal in the AFL.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what that is?
The Brownlow's like the Oscar of AFL football.
I don't think I've ever had anyone put it like that before. It's basically the MVP of the entire AFL for that season.
Yeah, the Oscar. It's the best movie Oscar for the player.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's the Oscar.
Yeah.
We'll put it in.
It's the best actor Oscar for AFL.
So they've got a guy that's won that. They've got like a well-known New York model. They've got another AFL player. They've got an AFL women's player. They've got some pretty high-profile people, actually.
Wow. So it looks like the career progression goes school, AFL, Survivor contestant.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and is it as good as your American Survivor?
It's still not quite as good,
Okay.
but this season has been pretty good.
Yeah.
This season so far, so good, has been better. Than the last few Australian seasons. Okay. I think this is the third Australian season. Yeah. So yeah.
No, good on Australia.
But it's good. I recommend you guys watch it. It's pretty awesome.
So I think,
but I'm going to give you American season to watch.
Yeah, like the OG ones, yeah?
Yeah.
I think what I was saying was the closest I've been to watching Survivor this year. So, like I mentioned a few episodes ago, I love this cartoon called Teen Titans Go.
Oh, yeah.
And
good cartoon.
They take references from everything. So this most recent episode I watched, they're stuck on an island, and they pretty much ripped off... it's only like 2 scenes. They ripped off... Or not ripped off, but mocked Survivor. And it just made me laugh. Because it was just very funny.
Do you remember what they said?
Yeah, so Robin's being super annoying.
Yep.
And he's acting as the host. He's like, okay, contestants, who would you like to vote out? And they all vote Robin.
Oh, that's gold.
Yeah.
That's actually so funny.
And then he follows on to say, the voting is unclear.
That's really good, actually.
Good show. I feel like we should just review that. I don't need to watch a season of Survivor.
Yeah, definitely. But while we're at shout-outs, I actually have a special shout-out as well.
Yeah.
To one of Caitlin's cousins, Chelsea. She's been actually a loyal fan to us. She's been probably our number one fan from the beginning.
From the beginning?
Yeah. Because,
We've called other people number one. Okay, she's one of the soft souls. She's one of the number one. She's one of the OG number one soft souls.
Okay, let's say,
we're not going to rank anyone, actually.
We won't rank people, but there's levels, right? So there's levels of soft souls. Level 1, level 2.
It should be level hip, level knee, level foot.
Yes!
Like your ranking system.
Okay, all right. Okay. So it starts at the head, because that's the highest.
Okay.
So she's a level head soft soul.
She sounds pretty level-headed.
So as, I don't know if we have said this on the podcast before, but when we initially started releasing episodes, we actually did not tell anyone about it until... Originally it was going to be 5 episodes in, but I don't think we started telling people till like 15 in.
Yeah. Because
we wanted to have content for people to actually
exactly
get hooked on.
And then obviously, it took off internationally somehow. So good on our international soft
very
souls.
randomly, but she randomly found us on Instagram about
So Far So Good podcast.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how many episodes in.
I think it was about 2 episodes in.
You reckon?
I reckon.
If it was, that's pretty impressive.
So she's one of the OGs, but shout out.
So huge shout out there. So moving on to another segment that we have kind of introduced. We've only had it once, but I think we're going to have it now as an ongoing segment.
Yeah, it just depends how often they appear in either of our minds. I have
faith in this person and this segment that it will happen pretty often.
Because
this person is a thinker. And his name is Gaurav. And this segment is, which you've heard before, is Gaurav's Ingenious ideas.
That's right.
So this is number 2. And
not self-proclaimed. I'm not calling myself a genius, but the ideas are ingenious. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So you know how there's now a lot of rideshare apps?
Yes.
So like there's Uber. Yeah, Uber. There's Uber.
I don't know why. I just love calling it Uber.
You do call it Uber.
There's a heaps.
There's all there's
Taxify,
a ton.
Grab.
Taxify, yeah, you're right. Grab. There's so many rideshare apps.
Do you get ads for Didi?
I get ads for Didi.
Every time I watch a YouTube video, it is a Didi ad.
It's Didi or Ola.
I swear their marketing budget is like
millions,
like trillions. Dude.
I wonder if they're making money because I think they're spending everything in marketing.
Dude, literally.
And I think, yeah, okay.
Well, they're running the business at a loss for sure. No, seriously.
Yeah, it must be.
Like, there's no way.
Who knows? I would have zero idea. I've never used either. I've only used Uber because I just can't be bothered setting up any other accounts.
Yeah.
Okay, so my ingenious idea is not another rideshare app.
Right,
what I'm going to call it is a bag share app. Now, context. You know how in all these grocery stores, I'm just going to shout out some Australian grocery stores, Coles, Woolworths, Aldi, they have now stopped giving plastic bags, right?
That's right, yeah.
So when you do your grocery shopping, you either have to buy your own bag or bring your bags, which is they're trying to encourage. Bring your own bags to put your shopping in. BYO bags. Now, what it is me personally at least, and I feel like it's more than 50% of the shoppers, forget to bring the bags. And you don't want to end up buying bags and just building up your stockpile collection of bags at home. So here comes in the bag share app. You're in the shop and you're like, oh no, I forgot to bring my bags. You open up your bag share app. You look for other people who are in the grocery store at the time and they have spare bags. And all you do is share their bag with them so that you can take it to your car. It's a bag share app. I can tell you how I came up with the idea.
How do they get the bag back if you use it?
No, so you don't take it home with you. You take your items to the car, and then you just drive your items home.
Yeah, okay. I have a really big flaw with this one, but I don't want to put.
There's no flaws. This is a flawless idea.
I don't want to drag you down, but if you just put all your items in a trolley and wheeled it to the car, it would be the same thing as.
Yeah, but what if you don't have $1 or a $2 coin to get the trolley as well?
If you don't have $1, you probably shouldn't be shopping.
We're in the 21st century where it's cardless, it's cashless cash everywhere. Come on, man. Get with the times. And what if you just want 10 things that it's too little for a trolley, but it's too much to carry with your hands. But all you need is a bag to get the items to your car.
I feel like by the time you go on the app and find someone, you could have just got a trolley.
Yeah, well, there's voice activation these days too. Okay, Google, open up bag share. I need a bag. Bam! Someone's come to you with a bag. My Google just turned on my phone.
Yeah, so did mine. She's about to go off.
So there's the bag share app.
That is, okay.
I know it's not as good as my cinema toilet idea.
You're definitely going to have to come back from this one.
I don't see you coming up with any ingenious ideas.
It's your segment.
No, you can have it too.
The segment is called Gaurav's Ingenious Ideas.
No, you just added the Gaurav today because you
That's the segment.
No, the segment is just ingenious ideas, but you're allowed to have one too. Remember the segment, the introduction question? The initial intro question? That was just me, but then you joined in too. And I'm all for it.
This is more of a Gaurav thing. Like, Gaurav's Ingenious Ideas. That has a ring to it, man.
It does have a ring.
Think about it.
I'm not going to argue that. It makes me sound smart too.
Hang on, let's see what Google thinks. Okay, we've had to put a swoosh in there because I tried to Google it and she gave me no answer.
He literally asked Google, should we both do it or should one person do it? I don't know what he expected.
It gave me... Normally they give you some like funny answer, you know?
No.
Maybe that's only the Home.
I think that's just Siri.
Is that only the Google Homes?
I think it's just Siri.
No, the Google Homes do it.
I don't have one,
you say, oh, you don't have a Google Home.
Should I have a Google Home?
Oh, you are down with... How are you doing ingenious ideas when you don't even have technology? Come on, man.
Dude, Google Home's not the only... You're the one that said if you don't have a coin when you go grocery shopping, you shouldn't be shopping. Who carries around coins?
No, I'm saying if you don't have $1, you shouldn't be shopping.
Not true. Not true. I may have $1, but not in physical form.
Okay, fair enough. But you could buy a token with your card.
True story, but that adds an extra step. You may as well just open up the bag share app and get someone to share the bag with you.
Yeah.
It's called bag share. I like it.
Okay, let's move on. Well, I need to move on from this. I'm really struggling. So, moving on, thankfully.
He hates my bag share.
He's angry.
It's really a good idea.
I'm sorry. I really am. Like, I don't want to be mean, but...
if you don't change the subject, I'm going to keep talking about this later.
All right, moving on. I've got actually another thing that I heard of recently.
Okay.
You know the company Tesla?
Yeah.
You know how they make, electric cars, and they're in the process of creating like autonomous cars, essentially.
Yeah.
So
no, they've already started autopilot or something.
Yeah. But like at some point, it's going to be entirely autonomous.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure at some point in the future, like distant future, every car is going to be like completely autonomous.
Yeah, probably.
Just to avoid the human error side of driving, right?
True. But then, isn't there like more room for error?
Well, not really, because the cars can react quicker than a human can.
But you'd still want that human there.
Yeah, well, anyway, this is what they were talking about. This is what I was like...
Different discussion.
This is what I was listening to the other day, right? And what Tesla are saying is that you may be able to buy one of their cars for, let's say, $30,000 as a rough whatever, however much it is.
It's actually pretty affordable.
Yeah, actually, I think it's US though.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
let's just say... Yeah, 30 grand US.
Yep.
So you buy the car, and then because the car is like completely autonomous, you basically send the car off when you're not using it, and it autonomously works as like an Uber. So you can then make money from your car while it's autonomously picking up people through like Uber or one of those other drive sharing apps.
So you can drive your Tesla... Okay, wait. Your Tesla can drive you to work. And then on your bag share app, you say...
Oh, no.
You say, send...
Not bag share.
Send away, go. And then your Uber just... Not your Uber. Your Tesla just drives away and just does its job for you.
Yeah, basically. So in saying that, they reckon you could buy your car outright. Yeah, like let's say 30,000 US.
Yeah.
And then if you like continuously use it, like autonomously as an Uber style, whilst you're not using it, it may pay itself back after like 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is some
idea.
Futuristic shiznit.
But there's obviously some sort of human override you can do, right?
What do you mean?
As in, if you want to drive it, you can.
Well, that's what I'm not sure of. And
because
from what I heard is they don't want human override because the human aspect of it is, takes away the whole point of it all being technological.
What about worst case scenario? Let's say the program fails as a bug, whatever. Surely there's like a driving wheel.
Well, apparently Tesla have been saying that. I'm not going to get this exactly right, but with their autonomous driving, eventually when it comes, like the full technology comes out, the full autonomous driving will only cause a crash after like 20 lifetimes or something. Like it has a 20 lifetime chance of having a crash.
Okay.
So that's pretty
so let's say there's no human. My main thing was if it's going around picking up people to drop them off somewhere.
Yeah.
Couldn't someone just steal the car? But
it's going to be all tracked and everything.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Be
you can just turn it off
and all that stuff.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
That was just something pretty hectic that I was thinking when we were sort of talking about ride sharing.
Bag sharing.
Oh god,
it is the future.
Yeah.
So when will that happen?
Well, I'm not going to get this right, so I'm not going to say exactly how long. But in the distant future, probably at some point in the 2020s, not 2020 itself, but
the 2020s,
like 2026 onwards or something like that.
Okay. And if you do actually want to find out when it is being released, then you definitely won't find out in the next So Far So Good episode.
Have a search if you're interested because it is some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, there's a good website called Google. It'll help you out if you need.
Apparently you can search stuff. Okay, Google.
There's nothing to say for it. Okay, moving on.
So moving on.
So speaking of rideshare again, I just want to mention this. I did see another ad where this company called Scooty is coming to Melbourne. I'm assuming it's in other parts of the world, but it's like scooters. The scooters that you ride on the roads.
Yeah.
But it's
not like motorbike.
Like motorbike scooters. Yeah. Like a Vespa or something.
Yeah.
But it's a ride sharing app. So you call your scooter and then you jump on the back seat and you get to your destination.
Yeah, solid. What differs with that compared to a car?
Well, there's only probably one, maximum 2 seats. There's no roof. There's no doors.
So does that make it cheaper, or?
I'm assuming it'll be cheaper and it'll be good for, quick trips. I'm thinking CBD, city centre kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where you don't really need a car and you could sort of avoid traffic by just getting on the back of a Vespa.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But that's something I feel like Melbourne doesn't have many of. Like, you don't see that many of them in the city.
I feel like they're slowly growing... Actually, no, but think about all the Uber Eats drivers. Think about all the delivery drivers. They're all riding scooters now. There's actually quite a bit. Actually, I don't know what city you're living in, man. There's heaps.
Nah, there's not that much, man.
There's so many. There's so many. Even in the suburbs, there's so many.
Yeah, but if you really think about it, like, if I was living in the city, I would absolutely have a scooter. It'd just be the best way to get around.
Yes, true.
But you could cut through gaps and lanes, and
exactly, man.
You get places so much quicker.
You gotta get into that two-wheel lifestyle.
And speaking of two-wheel lifestyle, man, things are really segueing pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's a good episode. Maybe we should name this bag share.
If I never have to see a bag again after that, I'll be pretty happy.
Dude, I'm just gonna make the app and I'll send it to you. You'll see. You'll be the only one not using bag share.
Ah, that's rubbish, honestly. Anyway, moving on. So, speaking of the two-wheel lifestyle,
yeah,
I believe you have recently got your motorbike license.
Well, technically, no. I did a riding course, so I could legally ride a bike. It's sort of like getting your learners, so it's not really a license.
So, let's backtrack just a little bit. What actually made you want to get your motorbike license in the first place?
I've always wanted to do it. It's just one of the things you don't get around to doing, because firstly, I love my life, so I don't want to put it in the most danger.
True. It is quite dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, the course was essentially them saying all the different ways you could die, and how to avoid it, of course, and not just lecturing you on, the bad things. But
so try this, you could die, or try this,
and then you probably won't. Yeah, exactly.
So that's good though.
But yeah, and I've done a bit, riding overseas and whatnot.
But on an actual motorbike or on scooters?
No, on an actual motorbike too.
Really?
Yeah, India, bro. Shout out.
Oh, represent. Yeah.
So, and it's a bit expensive here in Melbourne, so I just never got around to it, and I finally did it. So
you mean expensive for the bike?
Just sort of everything together. You got to pay for the course,
rego, insurance, all the gear.
So it's not something you got to really do on a whim. You got to definitely think about it.
Yeah, for sure. So have you? So with the course, right?
Yeah.
So how did it work?
Well, now in Melbourne at least, it's a 2-day. It's a full 2-day course, 8 to 4.
So do you ride a bike?
You do. Most of it is practical riding. So they'll go through the theory, you do a bit of written stuff, you go out onto their track, the outdoor inside track.
Oh, they have a track.
They have a track. You don't.
So you're not actually going on the road?
No, the road, there's an assessment on the road, but you're doing all the practice stuff on the track.
Oh, nice.
And it's just all these mini assessments they do on the second day. So, yeah, it's...
And you do it, as a group with other people?
As a group with other people, individual assessments. Yeah, a bit of a mix. Yeah.
Interesting. So you passed?
I passed with 0 errors.
Really?
0 errors.
What about other people? How did they go?
Some people didn't do well at all.
Did some people fail?
So there was actually one guy who had failed once before.
Yeah.
And he had to come back for the second day of the course to redo sort of the...
So only the second day?
Just the second day, because that's when you do the personal assessment and the road assessment.
Yeah.
So he passed the personal assessment. Then on the road assessment, he stacked.
What?
Yes.
He actually flipped the bike?
He flipped off the bike.
What?
He flipped off the bike, so he failed. That's the only way you can fail in that assessment.
Did he tell you what happened, or?
Well, I was actually riding right behind him because that's a group assessment.
So you saw it happen?
I saw it right in front of my eyes.
Oh my! So what happened?
I had to swerve out of the way. So it was raining first of all, and he was riding too close to the guy in front of him. Slammed on his front brakes, and he cartwheeled in midair and slid in front of me. Lucky I was a safe gap away.
Was there someone sitting on the bike with you?
No, so the instructors are on the front of the group and the back of the group.
Wow.
So obviously they both saw everything.
Wow.
And it was an instant sort of fail.
Is he okay?
He was alright. He just got a couple of grazes, but it was shocking in my eyes. I was scared for
Damn,
him.
you would have been so... You're probably still a little bit scared after that, right?
Oh, yeah, for him.
ride?
I'm like, dude, you shouldn't be getting your license.
Wait, so there's a front brake and a back brake?
Yeah.
So he slammed his front brake?
It seemed like he just slammed out, lost control, skidded a bit, and then flipped off.
Dude.
He was going pretty fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
That's what I'm wondering.
You got to give that gap, especially in the rain.
Especially
you
in
got
the
to give
rain.
that extra gap.
And you got to wear a helmet.
Was he wearing a helmet?
Yeah. Just putting it out there.
So when are you getting your bike? You haven't got your bike yet.
I don't have a bike. Hopefully in the near future, and then
Have you picked one yet?
I've picked one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're getting it.
I'll be getting it. Yeah.
So what do you mean? Are you getting it?
I'm getting it, but I don't have one. I don't have one at the
But you've
moment.
already have you bought one?
So yeah, I've bought one.
Okay.
But I don't have it.
When are you getting it?
I'll get it in the near future, probably this week. I'll probably have it by the release of
Why
next
didn't you
episode.
just say this week? What is near future?
Well, I just don't want to...
That's implying that you don't even you haven't even started looking yet.
No, I've been looking. But there's a budget and whatnot. You got to think about everything.
Yeah, but you've already bought one.
I've bought one.
Yeah.
I've put a deposit on one.
Yeah,
And
well,
I'm
there you
picking
go.
it up 100%.
Yeah, well, that's all you needed to say.
I've been telling you for quite a while that you should get it too, man. We can be going on rides.
Oh man, I'm just worried about that front brake now.
There's a back brake too.
Yeah. So you've got all the gear as well?
Got the gear. You've got to... So what I actually learned as well, I had a bit of an understanding, but the gear has to really sort of fit your body quite tight so that it doesn't shift around. So in the case of an emergency, and you do slide off.
AKA if you pull your front brakes too
Pull
hard.
your front brake and you slide off the front, you're protected. Like the padding is staying in the right areas.
Yeah.
So that it's not moving around and doing more damage to your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that makes sense.
And same with the helmet. It's got to be fairly snug, and it should be pushing against your cheeks, so that if you bite down, you're essentially almost biting on the innards of your cheeks. So it all ends up shaping to your body. So it might feel a bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but it's very well thought through how it works.
I guess everything will stretch a little bit so it feels comfortable.
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly. Right.
But no, the safety aspect is huge because
It's all about it.
It actually is very dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, because in especially countries like these where it's not rider. It's not predominantly riders, it's predominantly drivers.
Yeah.
Whereas, we've both ridden in Vietnam before, and the traffic is crazy there, but it's more than half.
But everyone's on alert, ready for something to go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas in Australia, everyone thinks people are going to do the road rules. So if someone does something wrong, they're not going to react quickly.
Exactly right. And plus, there's so many more riders in those countries. So you're aware of them on the roads.
Yeah.
And
they're aware of you as well.
Exactly right.
So that's true.
And I just feel like they're accustomed, because there's not as many road rules. You're aware of the chaos. So
yeah, exactly.
You can avoid it or you can be part of it.
Yeah.
It's like a bittersweet symphony.
Yeah. So I've rode scooters.
Yeah.
In Vietnam, India.
Did you ride in India?
Yeah, I rode in India.
Yeah.
In Goa. Just in Goa.
Yeah.
So Vietnam, I think that's it. Yeah. Vietnam and India.
I remember we regretted not doing the ride in Vietnam from north to south. We found out about it late. Do you remember that?
Well, the guy offered to do it, and then I was thinking, I'm actually kind of keen.
Yeah.
It was a 3-hour ride.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Was it 3 hours?
No, I think it might have been more. But the reason we didn't do it is because he asked us at the second last destination.
Yeah, that's right.
So we had already essentially reached our destination.
We were really ready to do it. But the issue was the bags.
Yeah.
And we were like, what's going to happen with the bags? And they were like, oh, we'll take your bags to your hotel and leave them there for you. And man, to be honest, I just did not trust that. Because I had camera gear and everything. It's a bit dangerous.
No, I knew they'd do it, but mine was just more like, if you told me at the start, I would have been 100% on board.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was there. It's the whole, when we were in Japan, I didn't realize about that whole driving the Mario Kart things on the road. Have you?
I didn't even think of it or hear of it.
Totally forgot about it. You know, it's just you learn about these things later.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe I'll go there if I had to go to one city by myself.
Yeah. But that's actually one of my... like, I don't really have a bucket list, but that's actually... like, probably my my only bucket list thing is that
doesn't have a bucket list, he says.
No, I don't. I actually don't. But I really do, like, one day want to, go to Vietnam, south or north. I don't really care which one. I think it's easier from the south because a lot of people are selling bikes.
Yeah.
So basically, you just buy a bike.
Yeah.
And then you ride it all the way up north. So
Yeah.
from Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi.
Yeah.
I think it takes 10 days to 2 weeks, depending how quick you do it, how long you stop for.
Yeah.
And then sell it when you get back up to Hanoi. That's what I really want to do. Just ride along that countryside and stop at all the random places on the way.
Because you got the idea. You were talking to the other guy that was actually from Australia, and he was telling you how he
was UK.
He was UK, was he?
Yeah, UK.
Yeah. Well, he did that same thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he was trying to sell it in the place we were
Yeah.
at.
He's like, oh, that's my bike there. I'm trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't have the Bogan accent, but
no, I just said he's from Australia. You just corrected me. UK.
Yeah, he was the English guy. So so that's actually what I really want to do. But I've only rode a actual motorbike once in my life.
And was that which country?
Australia.
Oh, so nice, mate.
It was when we were kids, right? So I was 6, my brother was 9.
Yeah.
And we were basically on my cousin's land. They live like in the country. So it was on their land, and they had this open space. They had motorbikes. They had like a dam and everything.
Yeah.
You know what a dam is, right?
Of course, I know what a dam is.
Yeah. I'll just for any international listeners, if you don't know what a dam is, I think they maybe call it something else.
Like
in
a reservoir.
Yeah, it's basically...
it's a dam. Everyone calls it a dam.
In other countries?
100%.
All right.
I actually think Australia doesn't always call it a dam.
What does Australia call it?
A reservoir.
Nah, that's...
Or are they two different things?
Nah, that's just you, man.
It's just it's a massive body of water we drink from.
Basically, it's if you're in a farm and you have like a massive watering hole.
A watering hole.
There you go.
Okay.
There's a massive watering hole, right?
It's a thing. It's
so they
just
had,
water.
Yeah. So they had a watering hole / dam towards the back of their property, right?
Yeah.
So I was only 6 years old, so I got on and I kind of just drove.
6 years old, you rebel.
Yeah, hardcore, man. It was on their property, dude. It was just on grass.
Okay.
So I just rode for probably like 50 meters or 100 meters and then just stopped because I was like a really little kid.
Yeah.
And then my brother was 9 and he was like, trying to be a bit of a daredevil.
Yeah.
And my parents said, look, you can go for like a ride around the property, just don't go past like where the dam is.
Okay.
So what does he do?
He goes into the dam?
Almost. But him and my older cousin, they're about the same age. So they both rode around to the dam and behind the dam. So, and it kind of has like a bit of a slope. So we couldn't even see them when they went actually behind the dam.
Okay.
And I think the ground was a bit bumpy behind the dam. That's why my parents said, don't go behind there. So he went and basically like completely stacked, grazed his thigh on one of the wheels.
Ooh.
And pretty much like cut half of half the skin on his thigh. Had like a full tire print on his leg. And that mark was there for like years.
Really?
Yeah, it was hectic.
That sounds pretty painful. Did he get in trouble?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, good on him.
He would have got spanked. Surely.
You got to break the rules.
He would have got spanked on the thigh.
You've got.
Just punishment. Like, you just make it worse. That's what you get.
You got to... Yeah, okay. No, it's great experiences. It's just as good as riding a bike. It's such good freedom.
I would so much prefer just riding a scooter though, so you don't have to bother changing gears and all that.
No. You wanna change the gears, man.
Yeah, but you're into all that manual driving and stuff.
Yeah,
I want it to be nice and smooth and easy, and I can just look around and listen to a nice podcast.
You gotta look at the road, man. You gotta look at the road.
Nah, you look around and look at the scenery and everything.
Yeah, in Vietnam you do. That's what you gotta do.
Of course, man, of course.
But thanks so much, guys, for watching this So Far So Good episode, as Chris would say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You've got to get with the times.
Well, if you're on YouTube, technically you would be watching it.
Technically you could. You'd be watching like a static screen, and then listening at the same time, but you could be watching it.
Yeah.
So we are on YouTube if that's how you listen to podcasts, but we're also on your favorite podcast streaming app, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of the above.
Yep.
And hit us up on the So Far So Good podcast on Instagram.
Yeah, hit us up if you guys have any questions that we can ask each other or possibly put at the end of the episode. And we appreciate you guys listening. And I presume, 100%, we will catch you guys in the next episode.
Goodbye.
She's about to go off.
But the point is...
Wait, she's going to go off. Hang on. No, she didn't register.
Yeah, so we're...
Welcome... What? Oh, it was my leg.
Oh.